Well, the town of Le Mars, Iowa is currently in the running to be named one of America's favorite small towns. Now, it's a nationwide vote celebrating towns with populations of under 250,000 people. And voting actually began last year in November, with just a couple of days remaining until the semifinalists are named. Le Mars is currently ranked number 3 on the voting leaderboard, behind only rainy Louisiana and Seguin, Texas. Now, the finalists will appear in a special print issue of Parade magazine. It's called Favorite Small Towns in America. That'll publish sometime this spring, and the town that ultimately wins the contest will receive a Favorite Small Town in America badge and a 4th of July party.
I think Le Mars just has a sense of community pride where we support our small businesses and embrace our culture of being the ice cream capital of the world. It's all about community pride and rallying the people in the communities to vote for their favorite small town, and it should be Le Mars.
Semifinalists will be announced January 21st. Now, national finalists will be announced this spring, with the state and national winners to be named in June. Now, you can find out where you can cast your vote. It's inside the story on KTIV.com.